now. Tell me what I need to know now. Do your arms really wanna hold me? Do you remember what you told me? Please direct me in the direction of love. Yeah, direct me in the direction of love. Ask your lips where I have to kiss you. Ask yourself now, do I miss you? Now my arms really wanna hold you. Now you know exactly what I told you. Please direct me in the direction of love. Yeah, direct me in the direction of love. Now baby, don't you go now. Now baby, I want you to know now. Now baby, don't you go now. Cause you know I really love you so now. Please direct me in the direction of love. Yeah, direct me in the direction of love. Ask your lips where I have to kiss you. Ask yourself now, do I miss you? Now you know my arms wanna hold you. Now you know exactly what I told you. Please direct me in the direction of love. Yeah, direct me in the direction of love. Let's rock. Let's rock. At the Rock and Roll Retirement Home of Rock. Yeah, rock. Don't play too quick. You'll end up sick at the Rock and Roll Retirement Home of Rock. Yeah, rock. Yeah, rock. Check out the nurses, they get ready to see at the Rock and Roll Retirement Home of Rock. Yeah, rock. Yeah, rock. Take your time. You need your rest at the Rock and Roll Retirement Home of Rock. Yeah, rock. Yeah, rock.
Hi Dan, Little John of the Bugaloos here. Well, what can I say? You've done it. 1,000 wonderful shows. And I say with great humility, congratulations and well done. And I'm sending you a big bug hug from the UK. I have to say it's been such a pleasure to be part of your quest to 1,000 shows. And may your enthusiasm, your dedication, and certainly your professionalism lead you to conquer yet another greater landmark. Well done, Plastic EPs. Well done, Dan. Well done for all those wonderful, groovy shows and for sending all your fans bananas. So, here's to you, my friend. Good luck, good health, and God bless you. Bye. Hi, Dan. It's Little John, also known as Courage of the Bugaloos, and my dearest friend Malcolm. Say hello, Malcolm.
Hello, Malcolm.
The song Higher is dedicated to you. And I wrote it when we were living in Cockerham Drive in Los Feliz, Los Angeles, which was our home for 9 months whilst we were filming the Bugaloos. And you, my friend, are a legend. 900 shows and higher. So sending you a big Bugaloo hug from my man cave here in the UK. All right, here we go. Higher to you. Up and up we go, higher and higher. Looking down below, see the world changing. faster. See the world below, see the world changing. Higher into the sky, higher, together we fly. Higher into the sky, deeper, your love of mine. Come with me to a place called tranquility, where we can roam, that we can make our home, home, home. Yeah! Higher into the sky, higher, together we fly. Higher into the sky, higher, together we fly. Higher into the sky, higher, together we'll fly. There you have it. It's all yours, Dan. Congratulations, mate. Best of luck. Bye.
Hey, Mr. Plastic EP Man, it's Paul. Sir Paul. Wait, Sir Paul. Get it right, Sir Paul. You're royalty now, Sir Paul. Sir Paul. Got it. Okay, back to you. So, Plastic EP, I wanted to send my congrats on your 1,000th show. You know, I've actually done a few myself. Just one, two, just a few. Probably wondering how I found out about you. Well, I came across a song on YouTube by your band, the EPs. I think it was called The Beatles are Number One. The Beatles are the number one band. The Beatles are the number one band. That's it, right? And I gave a listen to it, and I loved it. A bit cheeky, but that's what I liked about it, So it sparked my curiosity about some of the other things that you do. I'm like, I gotta find out about this dude, So upon doing some researching on you, I came across your page here, your Facebook page here, and I couldn't believe it, and I started searching through all the shows, and most of which were about me and the Beatles, and I couldn't believe it, so I just wanted to send you a big thank you of praise for keeping me and my music on the groove train for 1,000 shows, and hopefully for a whole lot more. So in closing, I want to give you a Ringo, peace and love, but I'll also give you a Sir Paul shout out, which is woo, Plastic EP Man.
Hi everyone, it's Plastic EP here. I'm so proud to have Hollywood royalty with me, the fantastic Billy Hinch. And let me tell you, I love the guy. How are you today, Billy?
Billy Hinchy here, and I'm just fantastic. Thank you, Plastic.
And I got to say, Billy, seriously, you look $1 million. I've got your album here, and I'll tell you what, you're looking great. Seriously.
Now, you say I look $1 million. Does that mean I look green and wrinkled? What do you mean?
No, not really. I reckon you've been out there golfing or something.
Well, no, I'm not much of a golfer, though. I came in with an 84 the other day. Really nice old gentleman. I met him on the 10th hole.
That's great. What do you do now with your days? I want to know what a celebrity day is there in like the Hollywood lifestyle. Give an idea of what your day's like.
Well, firstly, I live in Las Vegas, which is kind of like
Right.
Hollywood in a way. I'm an early riser, quite early. And lately, I've been doing preparation for my Saturday night show, which I hope your viewers will watch. It's 7 p.m. Saturday night Pacific time, LA time, if you will. And then I bounce around. I play some music. I learn some new songs. I make notes for the show. But when I'm not doing a show, I'm a swimmer. I've always been a swimmer since I was a kid. So I like to do that. I do play tennis. I enjoy going out to restaurants, and slowly they're opening up more and more here in Las Vegas. So I lead a real normal life. Spend time with friends, talking on the phone, spending time on the internet. So real normal life.
Billy, have you been to Greece?
Never been to Greece, though I would love to go. My good friend John Stamos, he's from Greece, as you probably know. He's a dear friend, and actually one of my graphic artist, Valerie Simadis, she is also Greek, and she's fabulous. I think you used one of her graphics for your promo for your show. Anyway.
I got to say, my parents are Greek, Billy. I've been to Greece 3 times, and you have to go. You have to go. Yep. I'm first generation Australian, but my parents were from northern Greece. And my wife, she's born here too. And I tell you, Billy, you go there to the islands, you go in the water, you go there where the beach bars are, and it's like the sun touches you, and it's like everything in your brain or worry just goes away, and you feel so close to nature. I can't tell you how great it is. In your lifetime, I know you've been everywhere, but you must go to Greece.
I would love to go. It sounds wonderful. My nephew, Justin Wilson, went with his lovely wife when they were newly married. Did you know that Carl Wilson of the Beach Boys was my brother-in-law, correct?
I didn't know that. I'm glad you're filling me in on that. That's great.
Well, I'm glad I'm doing your show so that you can learn something.
I'm at full attention here. I love it. We're going to get onto the Beach Boys a bit later. But what I want to ask you is, now listen, being with Dino, Desi, and Billy, and I'm saying starting off in 64, and you're 13 years old, and you made your first appearance at the Hollywood Palace variety TV show. That's correct, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
I got to tell you, I've watched every single clip. That's how much I love you, Billy. I watched every single clip. Even I watched you recently with the characters, playing with Danny Salazzi. I watched all that. I got clips coming from everybody that knows me. Says you got Billy on. Remember this, remember that. So I'll start from the start. So here you are, 13 years old, and you got Dino, he's 13 too. And I think what Desi was 12. Is that right?
Yeah, that's about right. I was the old man of the group at 13. Dino is a couple months younger than me, and Desi was at least a year younger than both of us. And when I say the Hollywood Palace was our first show, that was our first network show. We had done lots of local shows in LA, such as the 9th Street West, Sam Riddle, and little shows like that. And we eventually did Shindig, but Hollywood Palace was the first. Tony Martin, the singer, the crooner, he was the host. His wife was Sid Charisse for some of our older listeners. She was a beautiful dancer. And anyway, they were a Hollywood couple.
I remember Sid Charisse. See, this is where it's different. See, I'm trying to say, like, I don't know if you saw my interview with Ann Moses, that was a main writer at Tiger Beat, and then she became editor, and she's a friend of yours, and she said to me, find out if Billy still remembers me, and I sent you an email, text, and you said, yes, you did. Do you remember doing some interviews with Ann?
Well, of course. How could I forget Ann? She was a sweetheart. I don't think she knew what to do with, Desi and Billy, because, we were always cutting up and teasing her and pulling her pigtails. You know what I mean? But she was a doll, and we we always enjoyed her company. You know, we had her over to the Martins' home, and we did all kinds of stuff. Yeah, we love Ann.
That's fantastic just in that. See, it's funny how you get a small circle of friends. Like now I'm talking to you. I've already got people sending me texts like Charles Rosenet. He said Billy Buddy. That's the first one's come in. Then I got Scott Rodas says Billy. So people, you know, they're loving it. And they're loving your Saturday shows. I am as well. Seriously.
Thank you. Well, Charles is a friend for many years. I've done his autograph shows and his Beatles shows, and he's been here to Vegas, and I've flown back east to, you know, be with all my contemporaries to do these autograph shows, rock and roll autograph shows, which are a blast. They're just wonderful.
I got to ask you, when you were doing these network shows, obviously then the fame started, but in the early part when you first started the group, I mean, you must have got so much encouragement from your parents, from Lucy and Desi, and from Dino and his wife. Tell me some stories and things that I don't know, how it started.
Well, firstly, let me say we all came from good families. We had good parents, caring parents, you know, good solid foundation, you know, of mother and father. You know, my dad always encouraged me to do all kinds of things, including music. In fact, music may have been the most important to him. I always had tutors as I was a young boy growing up, and at age 7, I wanted to play violin, so I got a tutor to learn that, and I was taught by one of the nuns, the Sisters of the Holy Cross. I went to Beverly Hills Catholic School, also known as Good Shepherd. And then, you know, long story short, when the group got together, yes, absolutely. My dad, Pop, was, you know, he drove me to wherever the TV appearances, loved hanging about and being sort of in the background. You know, he loved the whole milieu of the show business thing. And, I mean, Lucille Ball, she was so supportive. She actually was in attendance at the Hollywood Palace show, of which we speak, which your listeners can, viewers can go see on YouTube. But not now. We want them to stay with us, right?
That's right. That's right, Billy.
Lucy was in the audience there, and also on our appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show, Lucy was also there in the audience and took a bow because, you know, it was a very historic show. First of all, it was Ed Sullivan's first color broadcast, and it was his show was emanating from Los Angeles that particular night, not New York. And Dean Martin, my gosh, well, let's start with his wife, Jeannie Martin. She was the one that called Frank Sinatra to say, hey, you got to come over and listen to the kids. They're fantastic. So Mr. Sinatra came over to that Martin home one day, and we auditioned for him. And, you know, he offered us a contract with his label, Reprise. So, and then we did the Dean Martin show a number of times for big money, may I say. We weren't working for scale, you know, scale, fish and chips, you know what I mean? We weren't working for that. Anyway, and I've got to mention my mother, of course, very supportive, so thrilled, and oh boy, just tickled. I mean, we're just little kids, really. 13 years. I'm the old man at 13, you know. And Big Desi, you know, I went down to spend some time with him down in Del Mar, which is down in San Diego County near La Jolla, beautiful part of the world. And oh, he couldn't have been prouder. And I remember he was telling Desi when we were about to play at the Hollywood Bowl, opening for the Beach Boys and the Byrds and the Kinks and Sonny and Cher and Righteous Brothers. It was a huge show, 1965, July 3rd. He told Desi not to get stage fright. He said, look to the mountains, look to the hills. Don't get nervous. Don't, you know what I mean? If you start to feel you're getting stage fright or something, look up to the mountain, look to the top of the hills, because the Hollywood Bowl set in a hillside, you see. Anyway, everyone, all the parents, very supportive. Absolutely. Good people.
Hey, now you're swinging, Dad.
Dad?
He calls everybody Dad.
Don't he know?
It's a wise son who knows his own father.
The way they're wearing their hair nowadays is a wise father knows his own son.
You know where I can be found, don't you know I'll be waiting by the telephone. Go, while you're out running around, yeah, I'm sitting home all alone. I get you off my mind, girl. To put you down and say we're through. Yeah, I think about you all the time. I'm a fool, just a silly fool, to be in love with you. Baby, I wish I knew, yeah, just how to get you off my mind, girl. To put you down and say we're through, yeah, I think about you all the time. I'm a fool, just a silly fool, to be in love with you. I'm a fool, I'm a fool, I'm a fool,
There's no one in my heart that I really want except you, girl. There's no one so kind who I've got in mind except you, girl. Except you, girl. My life will only be complete with you, girl. I wanna live my life with you, girl. 'Cause I want you, girl. Yeah, you, girl. I only wanna get who else would be with me forever except you, girl? Except you, girl. My life will only be complete with you, girl. I wanna live my life with you, girl. 'Cause I only want you, girl. Yeah, you, girl. Yeah, you, girl. Yeah, you, girl.
Congratulations to Plastic EP for achieving 900 shows. Later this year, on the 19th of August, I'm going back to Abbey Road Studios in London to the 60th anniversary of my hit record, Do You Want to Know a Secret? I'm celebrating that there on the 19th of August, which is my birthday, my 80th birthday, and I'm going to be recording on the 20th and the 21st some new songs in the studio there.
Thank you so much, Billy, for that scoop.
Thank you very much. It is a scoop. Nobody knows about it.
Little children, you better not tell on me. I'm telling you, little children, you better not tell what you see. And if you're good, I'll give you candy and a quarter. If you're quiet, like you ought to be, and keep a secret with me. I wish they would go away, little children. Now why ain't you playing outside? I'm asking you, you can't fool me, 'cause I'm gonna know if you hide and try to peep. I'm gonna treat you to a movie. Stop your giggling, children, do be nice, like little sugars and spice. You saw me kissing your sister, you saw me holding her hand, but if you snitch to your mother, your father won't understand. I wish they would take a nap, little children. Now why don't you go bye-bye? Go anywhere, little children. I know you would go if you tried. Go up the stairs, me and your sister, we're going steady. How can I kiss her when I'm ready to? With little children like you around, I wonder what can I do around little children like you.
Hey, bananas, feeling groovy. Oh, yeah. Do the big intro, Tony. This is you interviewing Plastic EP for
Okay,
the
here I go.
500 show.
So, Plastic, I've got a question for you, and I'm sure everybody out there wants to know. Now, you've got a very original show, and everybody loves it, okay? What brought you to create this type of show? Was it the coronavirus? Was it something already in your mind? Or what was it? Because it's really original, and a lot of people have been on your show that are pretty big stars, you know, and I'm curious.
Okay, Tony, what happens is coming from a musical background, like with the EPs and writing 2,400 original songs, of course, I'm looking what the next thing's going to be. So I wanted to do interviews, and I always knew I was born to do interviews. Like I knew that.
Right.
But with the technology that wasn't there, I couldn't do it. And then, believe it or not, when the coronavirus hit, the technology was there. So it was twofold. It was like, gee, we're going through this virus. That's like, this is the height of the pandemic period.
Yeah.
Plus, this was the height of Zoom coming out and being the latest thing because no one could come out of their houses. So it just happened to be a double whammy. And I just happened to be there, just out of the blue, like you've said before in previous interviews. You came out from nowhere. I've seen nothing like you and all this that you said to me last time. And I just happened to be there, and I thought, right, we're not going doom and gloom. We're going to keep going. We're going to try and make people happy. That's what the aim of these interviews are. Let's go for it. And just, I did. And now it's been nearly 15 months, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I've done 500 interviews, which to me is unbelievable. When that's getting up day and night, 3 a.m., 2 a.m. The hardest time was coordinating the time zones, Tony, because I'm doing interviews all over the world. Even I did one in Russia with a Beatle band.
But I mean, you've got an original approach. It's different. There's no doubt it's different, and people enjoy you. You know, it's a fun thing, and I enjoy just hanging out on and seeing you and talking and seeing some of the other people that have been on. It's pretty cool. You know, a lot of everything is Beatle related or monkeys related. And it's kind of like a niche. It's kind of a cool thing. So I've wanted to know that with you, you know.
I'm glad, but I also got to tell you this, Tony. I'm glad you brought it up, right?
Yeah.
We're doing Hey Bananas with Thicky Groovy. That's the first thing that makes me unique. The second thing is the look with the gold suit and the original glasses, because that's the original Plastic EP.
Right.
With the black plain skivvy that glows.
Mm-hmm.
That look is the original Plastic EP. But since I was doing interviews, I bought this shirt, right? Country and Western beautiful shirt.
Yeah.
And I got a white one.
Yeah.
And when I started with a black one, then I started with a white one. I said, dump the white one because it's harder on the screen. I said, I'll just stick with a black one.
Yeah.
So I did. So this is my interview look. But that original Plastic EP is the one with the gold suit and the skivvy and the original glasses. Now, these glasses have been with me since the early 80s. So these glasses have actually been on my musical journey and the gold suit. So, I mean, that's the uniqueness. Plastic EP didn't just come overnight. You know what's really interesting, right? The fact that you've got Plastic EP with 500 interviews and the song Hey Bananas, We Think You're Groovy is on every interview. I mean, that's a gas in itself. So what I do is now, to make it easier for people, I shorten the intro, get straight into the show, so it's 1,000 times quicker and more streamlined.
Yeah. Well, I think it's really great, and I've always enjoyed being on your show, and it's getting down to the point where we are, discussing going out on the road. We do have several shows a month. If people are interested in Live and Let Die, the music of Paul McCartney, it's on the website, liveandletdieshow.com. You can see that we're going to be doing quite a few shows. We're doing a lot of orchestra shows, Plastic. We're doing shows with 12-piece orchestras, and a lot of my 5-piece band dates are coming in as well.
A lot of Beatle people have told me, said Plastic EP, without you, a lot of Beatle people wouldn't have met up or known people.
True.
You're like a conduit. You brought us all together from that particular time because one Beatle person didn't know what another Beatle person was doing until I actually popped up on the net. Then I started interviewing every Beatle person. Beatle people all over the world are going, oh, who's that? I know who that is. What are they up to now? So it attracted all this interest that from all over the world, people were now learning what people were doing.
True. Yeah, no, I know. And it's interesting because, I'm doing the Live and Let Die show as well as I do a Beatles tribute. But this Beatles tribute I'm doing called Classical Mystery Tour, we're doing dates as well. So I'm working in and out of that show along with my show. And we're going to play a rather big show coming up in the Cleveland area. Cuyahoga Falls is the Blossom. And we're playing there on August 8th. But yeah, I'm doing quite a few things now, which thank God COVID is working its way out of our lives. You know what I mean? But you're right. I see on your show people that I've known in the past and people that I've heard of and so forth. And one person that comes to mind is George Trillinger. And he's the sweetest person on the planet. I always love hearing from him, and he's such a kind person. And I've known him since the 80s. I mean, really, just a great guy,
We love George. He's a true professional, as I said. Takes his craft so seriously.
Right.
He's so great at it, and he's unbelievable.
Before I go, okay, who was your favorite interview? One of the more, popular people in the world, other than me, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
I got to say, it's a very hard question, Tony, because there's different reasons for the interviews. Like I tell you, I've enjoyed all of them. And the ones that really count are where you interview someone and they open up and they actually get it. Like they get Plastic EP. They get the Plastic EP show. They come out, they have fun. We talk about things that people don't know, right?
Yeah.
That's the greatest thing. For example, when I did the 1973 Wings bus that the guy bought in the UK and he's renovating, he's going to restore that bus. That's one thing. Then when I did the Dan Ely interview, when he tells me that he was the first person in America to see Wings practicing at Junior's farm in like a shed or whatever it was, outhouse. And first of all, the song Junior's Farm, I never knew what Junior's Farm meant. I never knew that Junior was an actual person until he had a farm. And that's where we got the name Junior's Farm. That's another thing that blew my mind.
Wow.
But another interview I did that I thought was fantastic was
not
Ray
know
Ennis from the Swinging Blue Jeans. That band, and I got him on, and it just touched my heart that I actually got to interview the lead singer of the Swinging Blue Jeans. How big is that?
That is fantastic, Plastic. I'm telling you. Bye-bye, everybody. See you soon.
See everybody here from the Plastic EP show. See you guys.
Bye.
This is Kid O'Toole here, and I'm with Plastic EP as we celebrate his 500th show. I can't believe it. I mean, that is really an astounding number. And I bet, Plastic, the time has just flown by. I mean, you know, that you've reached that number in such a short time. And I'll tell you, I know I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I'm just thrilled to be part of the Plastic EP family.
Yeah, but I want you to know, kid, we feel so close to you. And when you reflect and you look back, I mean, you tell me, there's certain people in my life, right, that just got this great name, that their name suggests who they are. For example, Nathan Liu, he's a hairdresser in real life. Nathan Liu, Mr. Shampoo. And in your case, tell everyone about how I said to you, well, it's Kid O'Toole, let's do this. You tell the story.
Well, when I first came on your show, which was probably about a year ago now, when I first heard about you, I did my research. I started watching your other shows, and one of the questions you would ask was, what is your least favorite Beatles song? So when I came on your show, I was prepared. And so when you asked the question, I said, I knew you were going to ask that. You said, how did you know? And I said, because I watched your other shows. I did my research. And you said, no one's ever said that to me before. And you said, wow, Kid O'Toole, she's no fool. And so you started calling me that. And it was really funny. And so we started doing, some shows together. And started, saying it's Kid O'Toole, she's no fool. And, we really, just hit it off and did these series of shows where you would, hold up books, some Beatle books and say, do you know this one? Do you know this one? It was sort of trying to stump me. And it was, and to this day, you still call me Kid O'Toole, she's no fool.
Yeah, but I tell you what, we had a lot of fun. And I still reckon up until today, there's a lot of people must still call you Kid O'Toole, she's no fool. To me, that's a compliment.
It is.
As I said, of the interviews I've done, yours is a standout for that point only, because in all the interviews I've done, no one has actually come out and said, I knew you were going to ask me that. Like, that amazed me.
But yeah, how do you, how do you, come meet the different people? Like, how did you meet Mr. Shampoo?
Well, Kid, the thing is now, with doing 500 interviews, it's very hard for me to reflect because I'm like in the future. I'm not like in the past. It's very hard. And I mean, you'd know yourself, if you did 500 interviews, you'd be fairly tired. You'd be worn out. You know what I mean? And I'm not reflecting on the past. I'm in the future. Like now with this pandemic or whatever's going on in the world, we move on. We're just
right
forward. So let's keep going forward. But reflecting back, I mean, some of the greatest shows I've done is with like the original panel. Like when I look back at the shows we've done, and there were 6 of us, 4 of us, and we just were ourselves. That's what made the show unique. I mean, you, me, Ethan, Shampoo, you name it, Michael, Mark, Charles. I mean, they're the shows that, when you've got nothing to do, go on the internet and have a look, and they're there. And that's the most important part, because it's like, let's say Kit Phase 1. That's Kit Phase 1. Now I'm talking, let's say, Kit Phase 2. You know what I mean? It's like we move on. And that's what the great thing is about these interviews. They are there and they're actually timeless. I'm sure in 10 years, if I went back and saw our interviews, that I'd just sit back, watch it, and not only would I learn a lot, but I'd have a laugh and I'd enjoy it. And that's the great thing about it. It's there 24/7. It's going around the world. I mean, how many people have said, oh, Kit, you're a friend of Plastic EP, right? I mean, one leads to something else, leads to another door, leads to another door. That's what I find.
Yep. Well, and I think that's what's so special about your shows, and why I have enjoyed being on them. That you've brought a lot of the of us together. A lot of us, and we just have such fun being on our show, being on your show, because as you said, we learn from each other, but we have a lot of fun too. I mean, we've really grown to. I mean, I had never met Mark or Michael before your show, and I think we've really or Nathan. I'd never met him either, and we've all become good friends. Because of you.
Yeah, but that's amazing because, as I said, that's exactly what someone told me. There's a Beatle person. He said to me, he said, Plastic EP, I'd like to thank you. And I said, what for? He said, up until you came on the scene, he said, the Beatle community was everywhere. No one knew this or knew that. But as soon as your show started, we're all watching it to find out what someone is doing. And then when you're bringing us together, you're like a conduit. You brought like the Beatle community together from all your fantastic guests. And I always wanted to know what this person was doing or that person was doing. And I knew what was happening around the world. And he said to me, that's the most amazing part, even from the UK, like Beatle people from the UK, people from the US wanted to know certain people in the UK, what they were doing. And certain people in the UK wanted to know what Beatle people were doing in the US. So, I mean, that's really what it is in a nutshell. You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's worldwide, because I mean, you're coming from Australia, Nathan's coming from Canada, I'm coming from the US, and I mean, it's really, it's just a worldwide, connection, and that's what's been so great about your show. Well, one of many things that's been great about your show.
But as I said, I look back and there's certain things that shows. There was one show, I don't know if you know, right? I was interviewing someone, and it was I think it was a birthday show. Now, I don't know which birthday show it was, but I remember I had a helium balloons just above my head in the picture. And I'm talking to her like this, and the next minute one of them pops, and I went like that because I thought someone was shooting at me.
Oh my God.
I don't know if you saw that show.
I don't remember that show.
You saw that?
No, I don't remember that one.
Yeah,
I guess I haven't seen that one.
It was like I jumped. I had like this, it was like, what's that? Someone's shooting at me because the balloon popped above my head. And I thought they're shooting,
Well, and that's another good point, because one thing you've really taught me too, as I've been learning about broadcasting too, is about going with the flow, because that's another thing that, and that's a perfect example.
I love going with the flow. And I love doing things on the spot. I mean, how many times have I said, kid, let's do a show in 15 minutes. Whether you're ready or not, I'm ready to go. I mean, that's the other thing I love. I love the spontaneity, and I'll go, let's do a show, and you go, I can't. I'm in the shower. Or I can't.
Yep.
I'm at my mother's, or I can't, and I'm laughing because I just think, just get on, do what you got to do and make people happy. I mean, that's really the bottom line, isn't it, kid?
Yeah, and I mean, that the unexpected can be great. That great things can come out of that. You really show that.
And the great thing is, as I said, here we are at the 500 show, and there's my Beatle mug there, right? And I got to tell you, so much Beatle collectibles in my house that I've got no room in my house for myself. It's become that bad. I'm not joking. You got no stuff arriving from Amazon every minute of the day here.
I bet. Well, and you've gotten to know so many authors. I mean, the books, and everything that you've gotten. I mean, it's just. I mean, there's just so much out there, and you've gotten kind of a front seat.
I was going to say, I like stirring. I don't know if you noticed in the shows, right? But there's a lot of exaggeration done by me, right? And I like to do that. It's just my wit, and I'll say, oh, Kit, did Capitol Records send you a free book? Did Capitol Records send you some records? How do I get it? Like, I mean, I'm just playing that up.
Yeah, of course.
That's just like a run-on gag. I want something, I have to buy it. No one's giving me any free stuff. You know what I mean? But the great thing is, I'll be honest with you, a lot of people that I've interviewed, they're kind enough to send me stuff, books that are signed and amazing things like that. And, I look back, it's not the free stuff. I don't do it for the free stuff. But I tell you what, if someone's got a book and they send it to you, that's just really a nice thing. That's all it is.
Yeah,
I've got books now autographed by people, by authors to me that I treasure.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, that's and that's the thing. I mean, yeah, because none of us are doing this for the money. I mean,
That's
none of
why
us
we know
are.
that. And as I said, the great thing with these glasses, kid, I'll give you a tip, right? Now, getting to 500 interviews, it's not like you say, okay, from 3 o'clock, I'll do interviews till 6 o'clock every day. It's not like that. With me, it was 24/7. You know,
Right.
if I had to roll out of bed at 5 a.m. in the morning Australian time to speak to someone in the UK or speak to the US, I'd do it. It was like bang, 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 non-stop. But let me tell you the secret. With these glasses, I can't see anything. So whether my eyes are bloodshot or whatever, I put these on, you'll talk and I go, that's great. Even if I'm asleep, you know, it's like the unbelievable. I can tell you stories.
That's your secret.
No, I can tell you stories that will blow your mind. You know, like I'd get up out of bed, right, and I'd be in my pajamas, right? And like I'd be wearing my pajamas and I'd grab my shirt and I'd look in the screen and I go, oh shit, they're on. Right? Just whack my shirt on and go, how are you today? Let's do the interview. Bang, let's do it. And then we'd
Put
say,
that gold
"Hey,
jacket on."
everybody, and I'd go, oh, you know, I'm going back to bed. You know?
Yep, you're the hardest working man in the Beatles broadcast business. I'll tell you. I mean, you are on a lot.
Yeah, I know, but I got to
All
tell you
hours.
something, kid. Not enough I've told the story because it is important, okay? After doing so many interviews, I had to drive somewhere one day, okay? And I don't know if you've heard this story, but I nearly got killed because I fell asleep at the wheel of the car going
Oh
around
my
a bend.
God.
80 kilometers, yeah.
Wow.
I was
Boy.
driving. Right? This
Yep.
is true. And I take it seriously. Car's doing 80 kilometers. I'm driving. And then all of a sudden I'm asleep at the wheel and my friend's next to me. But he didn't want to scare me. So he sort of said my name. And then woke up and it's like, whoa, I'm in a corner.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah, I'm not
Wow.
lying. It's a true story. And from that day on, I realized that when I'm doing interviews full on, I'm not going to drive. You know?
Yeah, good idea.
Because you can't drive when you're asleep. But I'm very
No, that's
to
not a
wake
good
up.
idea.
So
Yes,
thought I'd
that's a
mention
good idea. That's a very good idea. Wow. Well, yeah, it's definitely, much as we love your content and all, yeah, not worth risking your life.
That's it, kid,
Absolutely.
exactly. Now, any other words of wisdom for the 500 show?
Wow. Well, all I can say is, I mean, just keep them coming. I love what you do. And as I've said, I have loved being a part of this journey and love being part of the Plastic EP family. And I look forward to the next 500 shows, and I know you'll do it. If anybody can, you can.
Thanks, kid. And I'm sure they're having a great time watching Plastic EP's 500 show with Kid O'Toole. We always get the reverse wrong. She's no fool. See everyone. Hey, Aiden Pruitt, what are you doing? You're reading your book again to know John Lennon.
What?
You're reading your book.
Oh my God,
again to
Plastic,
know
are you
John
here?
Lennon?
Oh man, I was just this work of genius in my hand. I couldn't put it down, and
Read the
now
back. The back's the best part. The back's better.
that is the best part. That is the best part. There's a
Can you
quote
read
there
it
from
out?
Plastic EP. It says, Pruitt has reinvented the rock biography through his immersive, entertaining interviews with key players. This is a triumph. And that is a quote from the man himself, Mr. Plastic EP.
Now listen,
thank you
we
for
need to
saying
talk
that.
about the 500 show.
That's it. Absolutely.
So, I mean, we're just waiting for everyone to rock on in. And what happens is, everybody, you listen to the man, Aiden Pruitt. He's going to tell you why you should listen to the 500 show and tune in. Tell him why. You're going to be on it.
Well, there's 501 reasons to listen to the 500th show, and that is that we've been with Mr. Plastic EP all through COVID, and he has been one of the saving graces of this entire process that it's been for all of us. And it's now coming up to 500, and it is. In fact, here we are. Look at this. We're here. 500 shows with Mr. Plastic EP.
Well, it's coming now. There's only, as I said, at this particular point, everyone's got to watch it. There's 19 shows to go as of today, and I believe I've done it within 15 months. I'll get to the
incredible
500 shows within 15 months. And as I said, now while you're here, tell them the second reason why they should watch the 500 show.
Are we going to go through all 500 reasons now?
No, but let me explain. You know, there's another reason too, which I'm going to save for the actual show. But it's true that you came to visit one day, Mr. and Mrs. Plastic EP. Is that true or not?
That's absolutely right. And I mean, if anybody ever has the chance to visit Plastic's house, you must do it, because you walk through the door and there are gold records lining the wall on that side, the other side of the wall on this side, platinum LPs, signatures from people like going way back. We're talking.
We won't get into details, but what I'm saying is you had a nice cup of tea and cake, didn't you? We looked after you.
Well, the tea and cake was fantastic, and the platinum records were fantastic. We did a studio recording, so I got to be on an actual Plastic EP track, which is now on iTunes and involves people like Rand Ballard and all kinds of incredible.
Yeah, he did a version. He did some help with us. Anyway,
absolutely.
Just want to say to everyone out there, you can say to them, make sure that you watch the 500th episode. Tell them why. And we're going.
Make sure that you watch the 500th episode, because I've heard that Plastic EP has actually made contact with outer space intelligence, and they will be here for the 500th episode. I mean, every moment of the other 499 episodes has been counting down to this moment where we make contact with alien intelligence.
Yeah, we've got a few surprises in the show, I must say.
It's all happening. It is all happening.
And I've got 500 shows running around all over the world, 24 hours a day. I can't fathom. I know people that have gone on the net and looked up something and my interview's there. And then they go, who's this guy? And then they go to another interview. And you can spend all your life watching the interviews, because it's like...
Absolutely.
And the great thing is, Hey Bananas, We Think You're Groovy is just one of the greatest songs, and it's embedded in your head. It's just like... that you couldn't ask, even if you wrote one song all your life, that was a big standout track. That's it. That's the one that got me out to America. That's the one that got me out in the UK. That is synonymous with me. Even if I've written 2,400 songs, and this is the great thing about my marketing. I had a choice of 2,400 songs. And from the minute I started, I said, which song is going to do the business for me and get me across in the US? And that was the song I picked. Hey Bananas, You Think You're Groovy? And I was right on the money.
Hey Bananas, we think you're groovy. Hey Bananas, we watch your movie. Yeah. Driving true buggies everywhere, just going crazy without a care. Hey Bananas, we think you're groovy. Hey Bananas, we think you're groovy. We love to watch you 'cause your favorite show. Hey Bananas, we think you're groovy. Hey Bananas, we think you're groovy. Hey Bananas, we think you're groovy. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey Bananas, we think you're groovy. Hey
the same thing is, I spot talent a mile away. It's like so easy. And I love it when I find people and I say, I've got to get you on the net. And they go, who, me? Who, me? I go, yeah, you've got something to talk about. Don't worry about the big celebrities. I'm just saying between you and me, that's another kettle of fish. But when you find a guy that's got the Jupiter 2 model life size, like not life size, but I don't know, 3 feet by 3 feet or whatever, he's in his lap, sitting on magnets, and it's flying and you can put your hand on it. It's something you've never seen in your life.
Amazing.
And you interview the guy and you'll see in the future. Right there. I mean, how do you feel when you bring that to the public who don't know what it is? See, I love the interviews where I find something that's so interesting that no one has even heard of it. They're the ones that I love. I love those interviews. I got this thing where, you know, I'm on the net 24/7 and I'm here to bring the best entertainment to the world. And that's how it is. There's no stone unturned with me. There's no country I won't go to. There's no person I won't interview if there's something great there. And I'll never forget the time I chased this band in Russia, in Moscow. And they're flying around. One's in a unit. They're a Beatle band. And one's driving around trying to get Wi-Fi in his car. It's like unbelievable.
That's great. It's those moments, Plastic, that just make your show so unique and so special, and that you're sharing all of this stuff with the world. You're going out there, you're finding incredible, I don't know how you have time to book these interviews and then to do 3, basically like 2 or 3, or I don't know, what's the most interviews you've ever thrown into one day?
I'll be honest with you, and I'm being fair. I'm capable of doing 10 interviews a day. Easy.
Wow. Oh man.
No, I'm not lying. It's no problem for me to do 10 interviews a day if I want. You know, 3, 4 a day, that's okay, but I can do 10. It's like, boom, the machine just goes in action. I've been born to do interviews. There's no question. There's
definitely
my life that we couldn't figure out. My wife couldn't figure it out, Vicky. She knew to write songs, but she never knew I was born to do interviews. It's like, I'm being honest. Songs and interviews are me. That's what I'm here for. The songs I've
you've written
2,400. I'm not looking for a song, am I? If I don't do a song tomorrow, I've done enough. 100 albums on the net. What more?
1,500 songs? Is that right?
2,400.
Whoa! Or I thought 2,400. That is like, what is that? 3-4 times the Lennon McCartney output.
Yeah, but I'm not Lennon McCartney. I'm me, and my sound is particularly for me. I've got a unique sound, right? And that's what the EPs are.
Absolutely.
If you want to know the EP's music, please go to Spotify, iTunes, Audio Mac, SoundCloud. Just type in the EPs, THE space, EP apostrophe S. But I started in a band called Plastic EP in the Records. And for people that don't know what my name Plastic EP is, I'll explain it to you. In the 60s, there's a record with 2 songs on one side, 2 songs on another. It's called an EP, an extended play. It's made of vinyl, but instead of being made of vinyl, I say it's made of plastic because a lot of people refer to records as plastic. So 1978, that's when we started rehearsing Plastic EP in the Records. And in 1981, we released our first single, At Home, and 3 Special Words. And that came out as a single. It's very rare. It's worth up to $500 a copy.
Yeah.
You can find it.
At home, all alone, no one to turn to, no one to turn to. At home, please stay with me. Hello, no one here with me. No one to turn to, no one to turn to, no one to turn to now. And I say, hey now, ooh now, what you gonna do now? Hey now, ooh now, you're feeling blue now. Hey now, ooh now, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Without me, without me, without me, yeah. At home, watch you by my
say hello. Don't run and hide. Come on and love me. Come on and love me. And I'm all by myself in me. Oh, oh. And I'm all by myself in me. Oh, oh. Won't you here with me? Hello, won't you stay with me? No one to love me, no one to love me, no one to love me now. And I say, hey, nah, ooh, nah, what you gonna do? Nah, hey, now, ooh, now, you're feeling blue now. Hey, now, ooh, now, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You need me, you need me, you need me, yeah. All alone, no one to turn to, no one to turn to, no one to turn to now. And then what happens is the second record we did, this is amazing, right, was called Well, You Want to Make a Record, and the flip side was called I'm Not Coming Back. And the story is we went in the studio, we recorded Well, You Want to Make a Record, went back to do overdubs, and the master tape has gone missing. But here's the irony of it. We got a song, Well, You Want to Make a Record, and we can't make the record into vinyl. Yeah, it's true. And then, you know, the funny thing, in 2018, it gets released here in Melbourne. They made like limited edition around the world that blew everyone's mind. A single from 1981 being released in 2018. That's never been released because we were at least smart enough to take cassettes of the song home. And they used that and made that and mastered it into a master. If you go to YouTube, you can even hear Plastic EP in the records. And if you want to buy it or you want to download these songs from Plastic EP, you can go to Bandcamp, Xerox Records. It's there.
Fantastic.
You could. You want to make it sound better, like you wish you could. Well, add a little guitar and make it cry. Cry, 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 cry. Make that rhythm fly, guitar. You could. Well, add a bit of bass, not so much now. Make it sound in its place. Try, 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 try. Well, that'll get by bass.
Plastic, it's such an incredibly voluminous output. 500 episodes interviewing, 2,400 songs, over 100 albums, on all of this online.
Yeah, and the great thing is you got to understand, when you got 100 albums out there, it's hard. So what I did is, I did like EPs Mania 1, EPs Mania 2, EPs Mania 3. I could do it forever, right? But I think I stopped at the moment. I don't know, 15, 16. I stopped there for the moment because I'm too busy doing interviews. But I got the best of the best and put them into there to make it easier for people. You want to listen to EPs Mania? That's the first one of the collection that I've put in there. That's like got Hey Bananas, We Think You're Groovy. That's just like, you know, the grooviest. And I got to tell you the story. I don't know if you know this, right? Do you know how I wrote Hey Bananas, We Think You're Groovy?
Please,
Okay,
you must tell us.
True story. I'm actually lying in the bath. I'm not lying, just resting. And then out of nowhere, hey, bananas, we think you're groovy. And I go, hey, bananas, we think you're groovy. Right. Okay.
It's in my head already.
And I'm going, hey, bananas, we think you're groovy. Up and down the poles we go. That just like started coming to me, right? So
amazing.
That one came from having a bath. And this is the second story. Then there's another time I have a shower. This is true. And this other song comes to me. It's called There's Better Ways, Baby, right? And that's the first song where I can say that's our sound. From that song on, it became our sound. So I'm singing, there's better ways, baby, for you to treat me, for you to love me. There's better ways, baby. Da, 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 da. Right, I'm singing the song. It's on YouTube. You can watch it. So I go, Vicky, and I'm calling out, right, and I open the door. And I said, quickly, get a pad and paper and start writing this down. There's better ways, baby, for you to love me, for you to love me. There's better ways, baby. She's writing it down. It's getting wet, the paper. And I said, that's great. I'll come in a minute, right?
Amazing.
And I rewrote that song, There's Better Ways, Baby. So what I'm trying to say is the lesson in life is you can write a song anywhere, right? So I wrote one in the bath. I wrote one in the shower. 2 things to remember. You can write a song anywhere and you can stay clean in the meantime.
That's awesome.
Treat me better now, treat me better now, treat me better now, 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 now. There's better ways, baby, for you to treat me, for you to treat me. I said there's better ways, baby, for you to treat me, for you to treat me. Now give me 1 minute of your time, girl, 1 minute to spare. If you love me deep inside, girl, you should care. But if you don't, then I won't think of you that much. And I'll say goodbye and I'll lose my touch. And I'll just keep on walking by. Thank you very much. For there's better ways, baby, for you to treat me, for you to treat me. I said there's better ways, baby, for you to treat me, for you to love me. There's better ways, baby, for you to treat me, for you to treat me. I said there's better ways, baby, for you to treat me, for you to treat me. But if you don't, then I won't think of you that much. And I'll say goodbye and I'll lose my touch. And I'll just keep on walking by. Thank you very much. Oh, there's better ways, baby, for you to treat me, for you to treat me. I said there's better ways, baby, for you to treat me, for you to treat me. Yeah, better ways, baby. Now better ways, baby. Yeah, better ways, baby, for you to treat me, for you to treat me.
I have a proposition for you, Plastic. It sounds like flowing water works well for your songwriting process. I would like to see you go to Rishikesh, India, and take a dip in the Ganges as it flows by. And in this mystical, spiritual, incredible water that helped to inspire the White Album, your next incredible hit will be born of that water. What do you think?
Not really,
As
because
soon
you
as
can just get a bucket of water and just pour it on
all
my head.
that.
But you know what it is? The great thing is Vicky and Wally are singing on Hey Bananas, We Think You're Groovy. And I don't know if you've noticed it, but my greatest songs have got Vicky singing on. Right? If you go to our first album, the EP's Worldwide Fan Club, that's our first album. And I don't know if you know this, but when I started writing songs and recording them from like 1981, I never stopped in my life. I didn't give 100%. I gave like 10,000%. And every spare minute I had, people don't know this. You work at it, you work at it, you work at it, you keep working at it, and you don't stop. And no matter what anyone says, you just work at it. Same with the interviews, same with the writing the songs. It's like you do it because you love it and you've got a passion for it and you want to share it. And just for someone to appreciate one of my songs out of the 2,400 makes me happy. So when people are telling me they go in the fruit shop and they walk around the bananas and they're going, hey, bananas, we think you're groovy.
Yes.
That makes my day. Chachi Lapret does that. He told me.
Fantastic.
I go to the fruit shop, I see bananas, I'll start singing. Hey, bananas,
How
think
fantastic.
you're groovy. I mean, that's all I need to know. As long as you bring some enjoyment to people, it's what it's all about.
As long as her love means something to me. As long as her love means something to me. I don't really care about her ponytails. I don't really care about her long red nails. I don't really care if all else fails. As long as her love means something to me. Yeah, to me, to me. As long as her love means something to me. I don't really care about carrying her books. I don't really care about her glamorous looks. I don't even care if she knows how to cook. I won't even care if I let her off the hook. As long as her love means something to me. As long as her love means something to me. Let's go, yeah. As long as her love means something to me. I don't really care about her ponytails. I don't really care about her long red nails. I don't really care if all else fails. As long as she means something, something to me, something to me.
Yeah,
So
and I've
perfect.
actually got a novelty album that I may release. It was released at one point, right? But I don't know. Something happened with the distribution, and I may re-release that, right? I've got some novelty songs that no one's heard. Lost in the Jungle. That's a beauty, right?
We need to hear these. This is the
Lena.
lost. This is the lost archive of it. This is what will become sort of the Star Club Hamburg tapes in the future years of Plastic EP. People will go, oh, have you heard
I've
the
done an
unreleased
album
novelty
called The
track?
Treasure
Because
Trove.
that's
I've done an album on iTunes, whatever, called The Treasure Trove. The EPs, check it out. It's got my favorite songs that have a sound like the early 60s to me, right? They got songs like Up Liverpool Way, whatever it's got. You know, you listen to it and you can see it, you can hear our sound. I mean, I did a song called Direct Me in the Direction of Love.
yes,
Like
classic.
a
I love it.
great song. I don't know if you seen
love
that
it.
one.
Yes, I have. It's
Okay.
amazing.
And, you know, it goes on forever. And I'm not going to stay here and just tell you 2,400 songs. But you know the first song I wrote at home, which goes at home, all alone, no one to turn to, no one to turn to. Listen to that. It bounces out of your speakers. It's meant to be like punk.
Yeah.
That song I wrote, the first one recorded, nothing beats that. The only one that's equal to and surpassed it now is Hey Bananas, We Think You're Groovy.
Yeah.
If I'm remembered for 2 songs in my life, it'll be those 2. I'll tell
Those
you,
two.
At Home and Hey Bananas, We Think You're Groovy. And most people know Hey Bananas, We Think You're Groovy. I mean, you don't know what it is. Every time I put on an interview, and I don't know when you get your phone right, but if I've shared something out, let's say to the Beatle community, every Facebook group, I flick my phone and you get to hear something and it goes, Hey Bananas, and then you go again, Hey Bananas, Hey Bananas.
Yeah. Definitely. Plastic, I have one more proposition for you, and I think that it would be necessary when the pandemic is officially done with and over, a world tour. Plastic EP and Vicky.
We don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I don't want to talk about the pandemic. So I don't want to even talk about it because I've got my own views on things. And what I'm trying to say to people is,
absolutely.
Remember, if you don't want to watch TV, turn it off. Play the Beatles. Read a book.
Definitely.
Go back to simplistic things. You know, I
love it.
I want to make myself happy. That's why I got the TV turned off. I want to hear good news.
Me too. Me
I don't want to
too.
hear bad
You know
news.
what though? I want to see. But first of all, I want to play. I've played in a band with you, and I would like to do that again. I want to play in a band with Nathan Liu. I think that would be amazing.
Yeah,
but
but
for
what
us
we
to
can
get
do is
together.
I'll tell you what we do. I'll give you a song and you add to it. And then what happens is we send it to Nathan Liu, Mr. Shampoo, to do the bass.
Let's
and
do
then
it.
what happens
Let's
is
do it.
we can send it to Charlie DeCosta to drum on it.
Oh yes.
And we can send it around to who we know. And before you know it, we'll have a song. It'll be something
I
done
love that.
over the net.
That's a brilliant idea. We could get David Bedford in. I mean, there's so many people we could add it because there's so many Beatles
I think
fans.
a comedy song would be a good
play
idea.
music. Oh, I like that idea very much.
Yeah, I
Let's
think we'll
do
go
that.
for a comedy song.
Yeah, man, let's go with a Papa Most.
I sure am. Plastic EP, let's rock, man.
When I see you, baby, I'm losing self-control. Don't you know now, baby, you're down on my soul, oh yeah. Can't you see my heart's a flying? See my heart's a flying. Don't leave me crying. Wow! See you when you're all alone, standing on the stage. I wanna kiss you, baby. I'm in a love craze rage, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Can't you see my heart's a flying? See my heart's a flying. Don't leave me crying. See my heart's a flying. You see my heart's a flying. She's really got my heart. I'm just trying to win her love. Oh, oh yeah. Oh yeah. But you see my heart's a flying. Don't leave me crying.